Welcome back to our lesson, and we are here in the exercise number 2, and we have finished it. And you can see that the man's job is supposed to be the air traffic controller, and the woman's job is supposed to be nursery school teacher. But why do they switch their jobs? Is now the something is wrong? Or maybe just their favorite. So let's take a read to the too long text about the job has been switched, and I will read it for you. Woman's work. Toddler Ward Nursery was delighted to employ a trainee, 22-year-old Jonathan Brown, as their first male nursery school teacher. He was also the only man who applied for the job. But insist Marguerite Bowman, head teacher of Toddler Ward, by far the best applicant. Both boys and girls will benefit from the experience of having a male role model in the nursery, says the mother of two, Marguerite. Jonathan has always been interested in childcare. His own mother is a childminder, and his father is a teacher. I've always helped my mom with looking after all the children. He says, I'm used to changing nappies, feeding babies, reading stories, and playing with the Lego. But Jonathan is a rare male in the female ward. Only 2% of nursery teachers are men. And this hasn't changed for 10 years. Roger Olson of the National Nursery Trust said, men are often viewed with anxiety and suspicion in a child's environment, or they are expected to do things the way women would do them. But men bring different things into childcare, and this has to be recognized. Jonathan agrees. He is a qualified under-7s football coach and plans to introduce football lessons to nursery for the boys and the girls. What do Jonathan's friends think of his choice of career? Actually, most of them are pretty cool about it now, he says, though they do make jokes about nappies, and I found that girls are actually quite impressed. So that's good. A man's word. Word. Not word. Alright. 10 years ago, there were very few female air traffic controllers. It was seen as a man's word. But now 25% of air traffic controllers in the UK are women, and the number is increasing. Caroline Beck is one of them. She says, I've always been interested in planes because of my dad. He knew a lot about them. For a while, we lived near the Heathrow airport, and we used to watch all the planes taking off and landing. She was determined to be an air traffic controller. The 12 months of training, the exams, and the air crash simulation exercises were tough, says Caroline. But I was well prepared for my career. What I wasn't prepared for was the reaction of some of the men, especially the older ones. The new woman controllers were viewed with suspicion, and they had to work twice as hard to be accepted by the male colleagues. Nowadays, things are better, but women are still in a minority. I'm the only woman in my team, but I get on well with my colleagues. There are still plenty of jokes about women. The men say that we can't read the maps, which isn't true, but I generally don't mind. My job is highly responsible and stressful, but I know I'm good at it. Alright, so we have read the text about the jobs, alright, the reversing jobs. So the woman do the man's job and the man do the woman's job. So we have read through a bit. So let's take a look at the next exercise. It is the exercise number 3, page 28. Are the man and the woman good at their jobs? Read the text quickly and find out. So we have read and we could say that they are really good at their jobs, alright? Because Jonathan, yes, he is. Jonathan is a nursery school teacher, but when he was younger, he used to looking after his father is a teacher. He have always helped his mom with looking after all the children. Alright, so look after the children, look after the kids when he wasn't applied for the job yet, and still yet he has been a really successful nursery school teacher. And also Caroline, yes, Caroline also good at her job too. She's an air traffic controller. Although there are still plenty of jokes about women cannot read their maps by the man's joke, but she said that it was wrong. They cannot read the maps, and she said that her job is highly responsible and stressful, but she knows she's good at it. Alright? So we have read and we have to say yes. Alright? Good at that job? Yes, they are. Moving on to the exercise number 4 on page number 28. Are these sentences true or false? Correct the false sentence. Do we have to? Correct the false sentence. So, okay, if you want to, but it is easy to correct the false sentences. If we read the text, if the information is true, don't need to do anything, just write true next to it. If it is false, wrong information, we set false and we have to explain why is it false and correct the answer. Alright, so let's do the first one. Is the number 1. Jonathan was better than the other man who applied for the job. Alright, so let's take a read again. Tullerwood Nursery was delighted to employ a trainee, 22-year-old Jonathan Brown, as their first male nursery school teacher. I said surgery. What did they do with the children? So, as their first male nursery school teacher, the first male, so there aren't any other men. So, he was also, read the next sentence, he was also the only man who applied for the job. So the only man who applied for the job, but it said right over there, Jonathan was better than the other man who applied for the job. So the only one, it is him. So we said it is false. We said it is false. False. Fake news. Fake news. We'll be right back with more of the fake news.